Hi everyone, today we are going to do a video tutorial on how to crochet boot cuffs. Boot cuffs are very popular right now, in the young generation especially, and they're really cute if you wear them on the outside of your tall boots over your jeans or leggings. We'll go through all the supplies we need and then we'll get started. So I'm going to be using whatever color yarn you want. I usually use Red Heart Super Saver yarn, so I'm using tan today. Boot cuffs are cute in dark green, gray, black, tan, really any color you want, but I'm going to be using tan today. Then we're going to be starting off using an H size hook, which is 5 millimeters. And then later on, we're going to be changing hooks and using a G hook, G6, which is 4.25 millimeters. So get those two hooks handy, but we'll start off using the H. You're going to need some stitch markers. If you don't have special stitch markers like this, you can use pieces of scrap yarn to mark your stitches, and a sewing needle, yarn needle for sewing in your ends, scissors obviously, and for my boot cuffs I'm going to be putting 2 buttons on each one, so you can decorate them with one button, one large button, or any kind of buttons you like. I like these ones, they're really like flowers, so you can use wooden buttons, whatever you like. So I'm going to use, you need 4 of those if you're going to use 2 on each boot cuff, but that's up to you. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to start off doing is the cuff part, and then we're going to go down into making rounds. So I'll explain it as I go. First, start off with a slip knot. If you don't know how to make a slip knot, there are other tutorials out there on how to make a slip knot. And the first thing we're going to do is chain 9. Using our H hook, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? Now we are going to be making this, the thing that goes around, the cuff that goes around, so we're going to be making this really tall and then attaching it later. So we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So you see this is the first chain and this is the second chain. So go straight in there with your hook, okay, yarn over, pull through that 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's a single crochet. So single crochet across, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Go through, just like this. All the way across, and then you will have 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm halfway there. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and we're gonna sew, or we're gonna crochet over this later, so just leave your straggler out and chain up 1, turn your work, and now we're going to be working into the back loops. So if you can see this, I'm going to remove my hook and show you. There are 2 loops on each stitch. There's this back loop here and this front loop here. Okay? So we're going to be working into the back part right there. Okay? That will give our project a ribbing effect. So we're going to go into the back loop. So have your yarn on your hook, you chained up 1, you turned your work, go into the back loop of the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. So in the next stitch, you'll have to turn your work to go toward you, so you'll see there's this front loop and there's this back loop. So we're going to go in between both of those and through the back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops. One more time I'll show you. Go through the back loop, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, so do that across and you'll have 8 single crochet. Okay, and then at the end of this round, oops, we're going to chain up 1, turn your work, and now working in the back loops of this row, we're going to go across. So just continue working in the back loops of the 8 single crochet on each row. We're going to do single crochets all the way across, and we're going to make sure we do 48 rows, which is going to have, I'll show you in just a second, what we want the ribbing effect to show. Okay, so on this side, which would be the front of our work, you can see that we made row 1, and then row 2 is under here, and then row 3 is here. So you see this line right here is our ribbing effect. And then if you turn your work on the other side, there's that ribbing effect right here. So we want to make sure from this first one, we're going to count our ribs here. So this is 1, and then I'm going to be making 2 on this side. So we're going to count from this side up and making sure that the rib is at the very bottom, rather than counting from this side, because you would, if you were going to count from this side, you would skip this row because the rib is on the other side, if that makes sense while you're watching this video. So we want to have 24 of these on this side. And if you are going to be counting on this side, we'll have 23. So just make sure you have 48 rows of single crochet going through the back loops only. And we'll just meet up when that's done. Let's go through one more round though, I'll show you. So just go through single crochet through each of the 8 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, see there's 2 ribs now on this side, ribbing effect on this side, but only 1 on this side. So you want to have 23 ribbing effects on this side and 24 ribbing effects on this side. And once you have the 48 rows, we will attach and make that the round. Okay, so now I've made my 24 ridges. So if you count from the bottom, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And what we're going to do is now fold this in half. So I want you to turn it to the back side. And if you count on this side, there will be 23 little ridges. So then what you're going to do is take the bottom part with the straggler and put it up to the other side, like this, so that your yarn with your hook on it is on the back side. Okay? Chain up 1, and then we're going to go and slip stitch this together so it makes the round, because your leg is going to go into this hole. Okay? So what we're going to do is go to corresponding stitches. So you can see here, there's a stitch right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? So we're going to go through with this yarn and insert your hook to this first loop on this side, and then turn your work so you can best see the first loop on this side, which will be right by your yarn. Okay, so go through all 4 of those loops. Okay, we're going to go through both loops on this side because we were working on the back loops only, but we're going to work through both of these. Okay, then yarn over and pull through those first ones and the second set and through the loop on your hook and pull tight. And that you created a slip stitch. So go through the next stitch and do the next set here, yarn over and pull through both sets and your loop on your hook. Okay, so do that across for 8 slip stitches. 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one will be kind of difficult to see, but it's right where your first slip knot was. Right here and right here. Get that straggler out of the way and slip stitch there, and then chain up 1. And now we can turn our work. So what I like to do is just turn it like this, and you can see that we've made the circle here. So now we're going to be working up this part, and we're working in the round now. So what I like to do is single crochet once all the way around. So what we're going to do is actually single crochet into each row. Okay, and while we're doing that, we're going to single crochet over the top of this so this gets sewn in and disappears. So you can basically single crochet wherever you see a hole, and we're going to do 50 single crochet evenly around here. So in the end you'll have 50 single crochet. So you can basically crochet wherever you feel would fit. So I'm going to go in each row. So there's 1, and then in this row I'm actually going to go in that stitch that we already crocheted in. 2, and notice I'm pulling my straggler over the top of this so it gets crocheted in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you see how I'm doing that. So just single crochet all the way around till you get to 50, and we'll meet up at the end. Alright, so now I'm back up to the end. In the end, what I noticed was to get up to 50 stitches, I actually had to do 2 single crochet in the same row, in the same stitch, which is okay. Nobody's really going to notice that if you do that once or twice in this round, just so you have 50 stitches and you'll be good. Since this is an adult size boot cuff, we want there to be 50 stitches around. If you were making sizes that were smaller, you would have to obviously measure the leg you're going to be using and then measure accordingly. So this is really a flexible pattern that you can make yourself. So the next thing we're going to do is attach our yarn to the first single crochet that we made on that round. So just go through both of those loops, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, so now we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and this is going to be counted as an extended single crochet and a chain 1. Okay, and what we'll do is actually where your stitch marker is going to come in handy is we're going to just go around that, because now we're going to be working in the rounds. We're not going to be attaching and then chaining up every row. So what I like to do is just stick my little crochet stitch marker around this one here, make sure it's secure so it doesn't fall off. You can use a piece of yarn if you'd like, or if you have stitch markers, just place one there. And what we're going to do is actually skip the first single crochet right here and go into the next single crochet straight in with your hook. Then yarn over, and what we're going to do is an extended single crochet. So pull through there, then yarn over and only pull through 1, and then yarn over again and pull through both of the loops on your hook. It's very similar to a double crochet, but we're not going to be yarning over at first. Usually in a double crochet you yarn over, then go through, and blah blah blah. But this is an extended single crochet. So we're going to chain 1 after that, and we're going to skip this next stitch, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, and chain 1, skip the next stitch, go straight into the next one after that, and yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, chain 1, and skip the next stitch, go into the one after that, and yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. Okay, so that's the pattern. You're going to extended single crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, extended single crochet into the next stitch after that, and chain 1, and continue that all the way around, and we'll meet up when we're ready to go on to the next round. Alright, so I have come up to my last one here. If you notice, I skipped this single crochet and did my extended single crochet, but then there's no more stitches in between here. It just goes straight into the chain 3 that we made, which is okay. Nobody's going to really notice that. So if you come up with, not enough stitches, don't worry about it. I ended up with 26 extended single crochets around. If you end up with between 20 and 25, you should be good. So I'm just one off. 26 is okay. It'll just be a little more large on the top, which is fine. And what we're going to do now, we're not going to attach and slip stitch. What we're actually going to do is just continue in the round. So that's why I have my stitch marker here, so we can know exactly where to end. Otherwise, if you want to count each round, just remember how many extended single crochets you did and count that around. So I had 26, so I would just count 26 around for this. We're going to do 6 rows of these from this, so we have to do 5 more rows or rounds of this. So just go straight into that space. We're not going to go into the stitch, we're going to go working into spaces now. So there's a chain 1 space here, chain 1 space here, chain 1 space here. So we're going to work into those. So just insert your hook right in there, yarn over and pull that through, yarn over and pull through 1, and yarn over and pull through 2, and chain 1. And then in the next space here, just insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 1. In the next space, do the same extended single crochet and chain 1, next space. You have established this pattern already, so we're just going to continue that, and we're going to come back around to this space here and then go on to our next round. If you have to move up your stitch marker each round, that is perfectly fine. So from here I would move it up to this one and so on. So I just like to keep mine at the beginning though. So just make 6 rounds of these. So we made 1 and we're going on to the second one. So make sure that you have 6 rounds of these, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I've made the 6 rounds of the extended single crochet. If you just count from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we come out here. Now remember when I said we needed the G hook? Well, this is the point where we're going to switch our hooks to a smaller hook. So we'll take this one out and set it aside, and take our G hook now, and just continue the established pattern for 5 more rounds. So what I'm going to do is put another stitch marker, or you can just move your original stitch marker up. It's up to you, but then just do 5 more rounds of this, but you'll notice that this will start to make more of a closed shape because the bottom of your leg is, the circumference is a little bit smaller than the top of your leg near your knee. So you want to make it just a little bit more snug so this will stay in place on your leg. So let's just continue by doing the same extended single crochet and chain 1 in each of the chain 1 spaces for 5 more rounds. Alright, so now we're back to the beginning here, and I did 5 more rounds of the extended single crochet and chain 1, and you can see that it is a subtle decrease here where it kind of goes in a little bit for that reason of having it fit tighter around your leg. So now we're going to start finishing off. So what I want you to do, see it how there's like a big huge gap here, and the edges are actually not that even, I guess you could say. So what I want to do is single crochet around it. So we're just going to go straight into what you're going to need to do actually is you can still use the G hook, but if you feel more comfortable going back to the H hook, that is fine. If your stitches are usually tighter, go back to the H hook. But I'm more of a loose stitch kind of person, so I'm going to make loose stitches in each of these little chain 1 spaces, and we're just going to do single crochet. Not extended single crochet, no chaining, just a plain old single crochet that's very loose though. So we're going to just very loosely put it in there in each chain 1 space around. In my case, I'll have 25 or 26, and we're just going to loosely single crochet our way around, and I'll meet you right back up at the end, just single crochet in each chain 1 space. Okay, so now I'm getting back up to the beginning, and I just loosely single crocheted all the way around my piece, and it's becoming very even now. And next, we're just going to do 1 more round, and it's just going to be another row of single crochets, but we're going to be working in the back loops, kind of like how we were doing at the beginning ridge here. So again, very loosely, just go into this back loop and pull up and yarn over and pull through both of the loops, and I would assume by now you know how to single crochet, so just continue single crocheting but go through the back loops only, and I will meet you back up at the very beginning, and you'll notice this is the beginning because there's no ridges on this side, but the ridge starts here. So you wouldn't need a stitch marker, you could just, I would just know that I started right here. So we'll meet you back up when we're ready to fasten off. Alright, so I just came right back up to my first single crochet, and you can tell that this helps pull this in and decrease it closer and tighter around this area for the leg to fit in. So now how to fasten off, we're just going to slip stitch. So we're going to go in the next stitch here under both loops, pull the yarn over and pull through, and then pull through that one loop that's on your hook. Okay, so that's how you fasten off. And what I like to do is just chain up one and then trim my yarn and then pull that all the way through and pull that tight, and that has fastened off. So now we are almost finished. You can sew this in at your convenience, however you'd like, but that is our boot cuff. Lovely there. You can stretch this out so it will fit around your leg, and just work with it. I'm very happy with it. Now we're going to embellish it with 2 of these tan buttons on the side here, and then we will be finished. So make sure you get your embellishments and we'll meet back up. Okay, so I'm going to be sewing on each of these buttons. You can decide where you want to put them. You can see where your seam is here. If you'd like to just put them right onto the seam to kind of hide that, that would be nice. Otherwise, what I do is I center the seam on here, and then this would go on the inside of the leg, so nobody would see that anyway. And just flip this around and my buttons will go right here. So I'm going to make 2 buttons right there. So what you need is just a generous amount of yarn. I did about 10 inches maybe, 8 to 10 inches, and that's more than enough. And what we're going to do is take our yarn needle and we're going to just simply use the yarn as sewing material here. Very simple. Put our yarn through the hook, or I mean through the yarn needle, like that. And we're going to start with our first button, position it where you'd like it, and it looks good there. We're going to go in from the inside through one of the loops. If you have 4 holes on your button, just make sure you go through the back first and then through each loop, then go forward into the next loop to the back here to meet with the other one. Okay, so if you had 4 buttons, you would go through again and then again, just exactly like how we did, or 4 button holes, I should say. And then just take your yarn needle off and then flip to the inside and tie a knot or 3. I like to be really tight with that. Make sure that it's staying in place. So I like to tie this 3 times. And then we're just going to sew in these little strands into the back here later on and cut the stragglers. Alright, so on to my next button. If you just have 1 button, then you're completely finished. Sew in your ends and you can enjoy your boot cuff. But I need to sew on 1 more here. I'll do that really quick. And again, I'll show you, tie a generous tight knot here. Three times, and then I'll sew those ends in at my convenience. But there you have it, a lovely boot cuff. Now just make one exactly the same way and you'll have a pair and you'll be able to enjoy them with your tall boots. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful in helping you create this boot cuff. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment at this video. Like this video if you have learned something. And if you do not crochet and just want to purchase these boot cuffs, I do sell these on my online shop. Links are in the description. And I want to thank the videographer and producer of this video as well. If you want to join his page on Facebook, the link will also be in the description there. Thank you very much and have fun making these. Okay, so now I have my both boot cuffs finished and they look so pretty. So enjoy yours, and just wanted to show you the pair together though, so you can see that they will fit, and you can see the seam on mine, but if you put your buttons on that part, that should be fine as well. But I absolutely love these, so enjoy!